Hey there, StarCraft fans, it's Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. We're back on Fighting Spirit. It's going to be Rain versus a Yoon, a PvZ for you today. Top left, it's going to be Yoon, and in the bottom left, it's going to be Rain. All right, man, a PvZ here for you. Feel like it's been a while since we've had a PvZ. Sometimes I go on streaks with a lot of PvZs. Sometimes I go on streaks with a lot of TvZs. But variety is the spice of life, man. I cast a TVT last week. I cast a PvP the previous week. If I find a ZVZ that's interesting, I will cast it as well. But man, those are hard to come by, man. It's usually over in like, oh, I don't know, 6 or 7 minutes or so. A 20-minute ZVZ is basically super rare. You know how this works. Anyway, is it's going to be, nope, not a Nexus first here from Rain, which would be weird in a PvZ, but on a 4-player map like Fighting Spirit, maybe you can get away with it. Fighting Spirit, the most popular, the most famous map in all of StarCraft Brood War. If there's another map that's more popular, let me know in the comments, and we will debate it. It's going to be a gateway opening here. Yep, gate opening here from Rain. It's going to be, ooh, an overpool. Yeah, here from our guy, Yoon. Okay, overpool versus a gate. Nobody's going to die early right now. Everybody is prepared for a rush, and everybody can do a rush as well, which just means it cancels it out. Terry, the Overlord, happy to be back on a map with water that he can fly over. He does love beaches and water and vacations in a place with beaches and water. Yeah, I know, man. I wish your wife and kids were here as well, but you know, work is work. At least you're working in a beautiful place right now. Hatch coming down at exactly 2 minutes here from Yoon. That's kind of interesting. And yeah, what's going on? What's going on in the world? Any movies coming out people are interested in? I saw The Running Man. It was okay. It was all right with Glenn Powell. He's not my favorite actor. I think he's good, but I don't know. I just don't think he's amazing, I guess, which is a hard bar to clear. It's not fair to hold everyone to that standard, but he's kind of being pushed forward as like the next big thing, right? I think, who else? Ryan Gosling was supposed to be the next big thing back in the late 2000s and early 2010s. That really work out either, did it? So I don't know. It's just, it's something that Hollywood tries to make happen because big stars can sell movie tickets. But if you don't have any big stars, then you have to rely on things like actual good story and good special effects and fun stuff like that. And Hollywood can struggle with that sometimes. So, Probe trying to scout and see what's going on. The Lings are like, no, definitely not. Also, Probe wants to see how many Lings are coming out. The answer is, about 6. Nothing too crazy here. Oh, it's the run by. But blocking the ramp at the right time here is Rain. I think Rain's favored here. Rain is one of the better Protoss players in the world right now. Yoon is okay. Yoon is fine. He's been around for a long time. He is very good at StarCraft. Not quite ranked up there with the other high-level Zerg players in the world. Oh, he does. Rain jukes a Probe back. Lings are supposed to block this dude from getting up this ramp entirely. I mean, you want to know if it's going to be like an early lair, if it's going to be early Ling speed, something along those lines. He sees the gas has been taken. Good enough. And I think at this point the Probe can probably die, but if he can stay alive to 100 gas, oh, what a juke. Goes right through the middle of those Lings. Incredible stuff there. If you can wait for the first 100 gas and see what it is metabolic boost. Okay, so it's not a lair with the first 100 gas. I like it. Lings harassing a little bit here. Trying to get some shots off on a gateway. Can't quite kill that. We know the drill. We know that's not going to happen with like 2 Zerglings. Come on. But I don't know. Getting some shields off of it, maybe not too bad of a deal either. But yeah, tap that like button. Subscribe to that fun stuff if you're happy to see a PvZ here on Fighting Spirit. It's been a while, I think, since we've had that happen. Got to 69,000 subs 2 weeks ago. Trying to get to 75,000 subs as the next milestone we hit in our journey to 100 here on the channel. Now, okay, good, great micro. Pinning the Probe and killing it. No, you don't get to get in and see the timing on that layer at all. These Lings, speed is on its way. It's a little bit, it's going to take a minute here. Wait, he did not cancel that. He did! He canceled speed, started a lair, and then restarted speed. Yoon, you crazy. You crazy guy. Alright, fair enough. Stargate opening here from Rain. Overlord sees it. Not too surprised about it. Gah! Yes, no. Yes, no. Too many zealots back here. There's a cannon coming back there as well. Lings dance, 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 revolutioning here. We are going to go for a Spire. Is it going to be Mutalisks? Is it going to be a few Scourge? Are we going defensive with the Spire, or is this offensive Spire? The question is going to depend, I think, on the timing for this gas here for the Zerg player, for Yoon. We'll keep an eye on that second extractor. When it comes, it can come now. It can come in, you know, 3 or 4 minutes as well, but the timing is going to make a lot of difference, telling us how many Mutalisks we're going to see, if any. Again, you don't have to make Mutalisks because you got a Spire. This can be Scourge, just to keep the Corsairs out of your main base, out of your natural base, away from your Overlords. Because if Overlords die, then DTs come in a lot of the time, and then your drones die. We know how this works. Citadel on the way here, too. First Corsair is out. Let us attack, he says, as he comes up the left side. He does scout the natural base. He sees a macro hatch there. He sees the Spire finishing shortly. Says, all right, all right. We find an Overlord to kill is the question. Overlords running for their lives. Run! Run, Overlords! No! 42 hits from a Corsair to kill an Overlord. It's going to be a minute, ladies and gentlemen, but are we going to get there before the Scourge pop out to save him? There are 2 sets of Scourge on the way. Not in time, though. Fairly well, first Overlord. You were a required kill. There's just no way to save that one based on normal standard timings. Here in PvZ, your first Overlord is going to die, and you should have another Overlord. There you go. Pop in a little bit earlier than that. A little bit earlier than that next time, I would say. Oh, but 2 Overlords is too much. Losing 2 Overlords at the start, first 7 minutes. Yep, nope, not good. Not at all great here. So Corsairs are going to run, the Scourge are going to find them, but the Scourge are avenging the Overlords. They cannot prevent their deaths. They cannot save them. It's not a saving situation, and it is going to be 3-5 Mutalisks coming out. That second gas is rocking. Yep. Scourge in numbers can deal with the Corsairs, but as the Corsair number continues to increase with a +1 attack coming in from those guys, it's going to be harder for the Scourge to get connections. You want to flank there is what you want to do. These creep colony, a spore. Tell me these are going to be spores. Just do it, man. 1 spore helps a lot against the Corsairs that are being invested in so heavily by Rain. Templar Archives on the way. Zealot legs coming in here too. Zealots with speed, hoofing it out across the map. They have a murder on their minds. They are ready to go. +1 attack and speed. But now the Mutas are here. I don't know if that was expected or not. By Rain, he's like, hold on. There's a bunch of Mutalisks out, and there are Scourge covering them too. Very Ogre Zerg right now, right? Although there's a Hydra Den that just popped. So, I mean, we're not just going to go pure Muta Hydra, but the opening is fairly Ogre Zerg, which is a heavier commitment into Mutalisks and to Scourge. But that's not what this is. Hydra Den is here. Production tab says we're getting upgrades for Hydras. It's not a safety Hydra Den, I don't think. I think he's planning on getting a lot of Hydras. Psystorm starts. Important upgrade, as always. Boom. Psystorm on the way here at 8 minutes and 22 seconds. RJB says this is a great replay. Says it's a DEFCON 1er, which is the highest level of DEFCON. Some people think that DEFCON 1 means the lowest level of DEFCON, but it's the opposite. It's a little counterintuitive, which is the vocabulary word of the day. Counterintuitive. That's not a spore. That's a... Yes, so this is really bad all of a sudden for Yoon. He just lost a ton of Overlords. He effectively got supply blocked. He did kill a couple Corsairs, which is nice. Dude, kill this one Mutalisk. Kill the Muta. Kill the Muta. Why are you not turning and killing this Mutalisk? He's just running. Taking a lot of unnecessary damage here, too. All right, weird stuff. Out of range. Just kill the Mutalisk and then return home. I don't see why that would be so hard, but dude, Overlords died. It was almost a supply block. Here for Yoon. Again, no spore. I'm not saying a spore would have saved all of your Overlords, but it would have helped a lot. And look, it's a sunken. I always appreciate sunkens. I'm not saying don't make sunkens, but sunken, yes. Spore, yes. Happy base. Muta's diving in. Oh, dodging a storm. Beautiful storm dodge. Preemptively done. Without a doubt. Scourge connecting. Storm dodging again. 2 storms, 0 kills. That's hard to do. It is hard to cast 2 storms in StarCraft to get 0 kills on them at this level of StarCraft. I mean, I could do it. I could easily get 0 kills. But for Rain to do it is a little bit strange. And I'm going to complain about this again. In Mass Recall, which is the StarCraft Brood War campaign remade in the StarCraft 2 engine. On the hardest level, enemy units will split perfectly against Storm. They have successfully nerfed Storm into the ground in that campaign. There's no reason to use it. The enemies, as soon as the Storm starts, like as soon as it's cast, they split out. Everything splits to different directions, and nothing dies. It's insane. Anyway, big Zealot attack into the third. There is a Sunken here. There are Hydras here. There are Mutas here. This should be cleaned up. The question is, how many drones are going to die? It's been at least 2, 3, or 4 drones here. But the investment of Zealots was pretty intense, and I'm not sure he got the requisite amount of damage on the other side of it to make it worth it here. Yeah, Sunkens, Mutas, Hydras putting in the work. I want to say maybe 5 drones died, but that was probably 10 plus Zealots that hoofed it up there. Queen's Nest is done. Third base warping in left side out of rain. And the Hive is on the way. Okay. Hive looking great. Corsairs, Dragoons, High Templar looking for Lurker aspect. Dragoons are here to deal with said Lurker's range upgrade as well. Always a little bit later, right? We see Dragoon range real fast in PvT because the Vultures are annoying to deal with, and having range is really good. Also for harassment purposes, pretty good. Again, pretty good storm dodging here from our guy. There you go, getting some probe damage on the other side of it. I like this a lot. Yoon getting some work done. But yeah, Dragoons are bad against Lings. So that's why we don't see Dragoons early in PvZ, but a little bit later, only really for the Lurkers. And once they've got upgrades, they can stand against Hydras pretty well, too. This is kind of impressive stuff. Oh, one connection on a Corsair makes it a little bit less likely to come fight. Scourge overextends and dies. Mutas back it out of there. Probe count 58 to 43. Yoon! Fourth base coming in top right side. What is this man doing? He's winning. He's winning this game right now at 12 minutes. The probe harass has been insane. And he gets the Corsair. I think that was Glaive bounce. And that was a Glaive Worm bounce from a probe to the Corsair. I don't think he targeted it in particular. High Templar sniping is good. Wow. Whiff, whiff, whiff. I mean, yes, they've killed a couple Mutalisks today, but the Storms have not been that great. Third base, amazing. 118 to 103 supply in favor of Yoon. He's got Lurkers out. He's got Hydras out. He's got a Hive done. Let's see if he gets Adrenal for his Lings. Falcon's favorite upgrade of all time. That Zerg players simply forget sometimes. It's got to be, is it the upgrade that has the least visible effect on the game? Like visible, right? Attack speed of Lings is kind of hard to tell versus something like range for Dragoons is easy to tell and speed for Zealots is easy to tell. You know what I mean? It might be one of those. You don't have to activate an ability to use Adrenal either. Oh, there it is. It's coming in. So Zerg players forget about it because you don't have to activate an ability to use it, and it kind of looks like the Lings have it already. Oh, this base is woefully undefended. My gosh, Rain! Okay, well, he leaves 2 cannons and nothing else to defend his third Nexus, which means it's gonna die. He's coming back to try to save it. It's dead. He should have gotten damage on the other side. In my opinion, I think if he comes up here and just maybe tries to push, that's a lot of Lurkers, though. Oh my gosh, Rain is in all of the trouble here in 13 minutes, folks. An immense amount of trouble in every possible way. Fourth base, rockin' for the Protoss, for the Zerg, rather. Protoss third base is dead, coming back up, but also very dead right now. Consume on the way. Defiler Mound, bumping. Bump, 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 bump. It's fast, right? Bump, bump. Bump, 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 bump. It's really fast. A little too fast for dance music, I think. Like house music. Sometimes it gets that fast, though, I suppose. Anyway, trying to get a new fourth base down here is Rain to make up for the fact that his third died. Yeah, you gotta have at least like 1 or 2 High Templar at this base along with the cannons. That would have saved it. I think it would have saved it. But enough time, at least for the rest of the army to come back and deal with the Lings and the Mutas, too. I mean, those weren't even Adrenal Lings, man. That finished after... yeah, after the Nexus was already dead. So Zerg player looking good, taking advantage of some mistakes by the Protoss. But as they always say, StarCraft's not about who makes no mistakes. It's about he who makes the fewest of mistakes. Usually they come out on top, especially at this level. Plague in production. I have no complaints about this style that Yoon is playing here, man. He's getting all of the upgrades. He's getting all of the tech. He's not overcommitting to Mutalisks. He's not undercommitting to things like Lurkers and Cracklings. He's getting upgrades for everything. He's doing everything he needs to do. There was that one attack up to the third base that did some work, but other than that, our guy's been crushing it. Yoon. How old is Yoon now? I'm going to find out. Yoon. There's a lot of Yoons out there, man. Apparently there's an idol, like a Korean idol named Yoon. Huh, who knew? Chasing up a little bit, Wikipedia says that Yoon... Do we have his age? We don't have his age. The fudge? Okay, fair enough. I don't know. If you know how old Yoon is, let me know in the comments. Attack into the third base again! One High Templar here this time. Perhaps that's enough to save it. Dark Swarm Lurker. Oh, where's the Psy Storm? Where are the Archons? Okay, Storm 1. No more storms left. Uh-oh. This base is dead. Crackling's like 2 Zealots and a couple cannons doing nothing. The cannons aren't helping. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah, Ling sniping down cannon. Oh, hang on. There were enough Lings inside the Dark Swarm to do this. Never mind. Charging into the Dark Swarm. What did I say about the Storm and the Archons and the Zealots working together, shutting that position down? There are still Lurkers here. They're still spining as much as they can, but it's a lot of HP to get through on an Archon. You're not really hitting it all that hard, it turns out. Plague does get tossed down first. Plague of the day. So, nicely done, I gotta say. Saved that base. I didn't think he'd be able to, and he's got a really nice anti-Lurker Dark Swarm composition here. He's got Zealots, Archons, Psy Storm. That's how it works, and Dragoons are here too. If you want to snipe something from distance, that is not inside a Dark Swarm, obviously. So, 5th base is done up the top right side there for Yoon. So we got 4 bases to 5 bases. Nice recovery here from Rain. Again, great player. Ooh, one High Templar gets sniped. A Plague, double Plague across the sky. What does it all mean? Okay, holding. Zealots making sure there's no Zerg down that way. Zerglings making sure there's no Protoss down that way, but there was Protoss down that way, so everybody died. He really wants the 3rd, which I can understand. High Templar is back up to another 1 Storm. He doesn't have a 2nd one. Dude, the Dark Swarm is a little bit late. You're losing Hydras here. There you go. A little bit unnecessarily. Storm can save this. Where'd the Defiler go? Did it get stormed? Lurkers just burrowing outside of Dark Swarm anyway, trying to snipe down probes. I don't think the intent here is to kill this base this time, but maybe to kill the cannons, maybe a bunch of probes in the meantime. Yeah, saves it. Saves it. Loses some probes still. 67 to 45 workers. Uh-oh. Zerg players in big macro mode now. 65 workers plus is where it gets really dangerous for Protoss and for Terran, when you can just start making huge waves of Zerg units, throwing them across the map, and getting a lot done with them. And when that one is dead, another huge group shows up and causes problems. Trying to expand here, Rain. No, Yoon says. Absolutely not. All right, what about the 3rd base? Well, getting up a ramp with Lurkers and Sunkens and Hydras at the top of it's really difficult. So Rain says, never mind. This is a little bit easier just because it's not high ground, and he's going to try to engage here for about half a second, and then he's going to fall back because guess what? We're back to kill the 3rd base. Now there are 4 High Templar here. This is serious business on the defense now. Let's see if he can hold it. Are you really? You're going to try to come? Okay, so the counter here for Rain is coming up into the 3rd base for Yoon. Can he get up there? I don't know. Can he save this Nexus? It looks like he can. Enough Zealots are here. Not enough Lings are here. Zealots and Archons leading the charge up there. Psy Storm from behind. High Templar leading or following on the way. This might actually kill this base. Rain. Remember how hard it is to get up in a situation like this, but he manages to do it. A little bit of Zerg on the backside. Actually, might save the hatch. I think a lot of these drones are going to die. I think the hatches are going to live. Macro hatch might be dead here too. Reinforcing units coming in. Drones are still mining at this location, which is not ideal from Yoon, man. Ooh, a little bit of a pylon wall here. Lings can slip through there. Lurkers have a much harder time doing that, though, because they are big. They are the big units. The defense of this third base has been the stuff of a legend. He barely is holding on now. It died once, but he doesn't want it to die again. Third base is gone for Yoon. He's not saving it. He's not trying to save it either. He's producing Hydras and Lings and Defilers at a quick rate here. Zealots still doing what they need to do is defending this base. Archon coming in. High Templar coming in. Yeah, third base completely dead. Overlords need to run. Gassed, starved is our guy Yoon right now. He can make a bunch of Lings, which is great because they are cracklings with 2-2, which means they are ready to rock at this stage of the game against anything really except for Psystorm and Archons that they can't surround. And there's a lot of Psystorm is the problem there. So, coming up the ramp again. Look, it's hard for Zerg to come up this ramp. It's hard for Protoss to come up this ramp at a PvZ as well. Just sending smaller groups of units in. Reaver Tech is on the way from Rain, and he's holding the line at this third base at a high level in a way that I am insanely impressed with. That is just some killer stuff, man. He accidentally double stormed over here. Storm damage doesn't stack, so it didn't kill the Lurkers. You need a second one for that. Coming in again, Yoon says, do we have enough? Plaguing. The Archon count is getting higher as the game goes on. Partially because we're making Hydras, partially because the High Templar that have already done their Storms are being turned into Hydras too, as always. Archon's being defended against Hydras inside Dark Swarm a little bit, but they decide to leave the safety and comfort of the Dark Swarm and come out and fight directly. 155 to 103 supply. Rain is now up big time. He was down about 20 supply. Now he's up about 50 supply. Holding this base has been huge. Killing this base has been massive. A fight for this side, not looking particularly good for our guy Yoon. His ability to take that base is very, very low. He really wants this base to die. But guess, now there's Reavers over here. Watch. Ready for the Reavers? Bwomp, bwomp. Good luck. Good luck breaking that. The defense today has been some of the best defense I've ever seen. He doesn't successfully defend it the first time because he didn't have any splash damage, and then he adds splash damage and turns into this impenetrable wall of Protoss. The Zerg is throwing away tons of units to try and kill. Third base is coming back. Thinking about maybe taking 7th base, 6th base over here at the 3 o'clock. That'd be good. It'd be a comeback win for Yoon at this point. Rain is in control here at 22 minutes. The Storms have been good. He's got the Reaver Tech. I think both players are exactly where they want to be in a late game PvZ, but knocking out this source of income for Yoon was really huge for Rain. If he doesn't do that, I think that's going a lot worse from him right now. Storm drop. Storm drop. No kills? Worst storm drop ever, I guess? I don't know, man. Remember there were 67 workers and then that third base died and a lot of stuff was dead? The economy was absolutely hurt. Yeah, I remember that happening a lot. The thing is, if Yoon can kill one of these bases, he's right back in this game. It's not like Rain's sitting on 5, 6 Nexuses right now. He's on 4. Not exactly where he wants to be ideally. Heading up. Reavers in a shuttle. Scourge would be a good thing to have here against this shuttle. And it's just... Plague. Yeah, Plague on the Zealot's great. Plague on the Archon's not great, but they're all mixed in, so whatever. Reaver shots! Coming out for the first time today, sniping a Lurker. This is so much Protoss. He's maxed out. Rain loses that third base and just digs deep into his powers of macro, his powers of decision-making. And he's going to win this thing. That's it, dude. That is so much Tier 3. High Templar, Archons, Reavers. I wish Zerg Tier 3 wasn't so embarrassing. Because this is the ultimate Protoss, and this is so hard to deal with as Zerg. Base down. Doesn't even bother killing the Nidus, because what can come out of the Nidus that will harm us? Nothing. Nothing at all. And there's no static defense on the high ground here either. There's no Lurkers. It's just a few Hydras, which you can easily storm, because even the pro players like Yoon can't perfectly split against every storm like the computer can if you program them to do it. Still mad and salty about that mass recall situation. Anyway, everyone's dying. Couple lurkers are here, but the Reavers are just sending balls of doom into everything. They're good against buildings. They're good against units. They're good against anything that doesn't fly. Trying to snipe that Reaver down, targeting it. No, can't get it. Oh, the Hydra's on the low ground. Getting melted into a puddle there. GG, Yoon taps out, and Rain pulls off the victory. It was looking tough for him. It was looking really tough for him. But at the end of the day, it didn't matter. Rain was good enough. Rain was strong enough. He was handsome enough. And gosh darn it, he wins games, and he won this one. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen as big a discrepancy between a base at the minute like 6 versus the rest of the game. It dies because it's not defended at all. It looks like Yoon's going to win this thing. And then suddenly he puts a couple High Templar there, and now it cannot be broken at all. The attempt was made, man. There was Plague, there was Dark Swarm, there were Lurkers, there were Lings, there were Hydras all over this base, and it never died. It didn't take any, no damage to anything. Maybe some shield damage a little bit, but that's about it, dude. So impressive. Ridiculously impressive showing here from Rain. I think a lot of Protoss players would have died when they lost that third, but not our guy Rain. He just, just look at all this stuff down here he's not even using. He's just like, I don't even need all this, but I'm going to remax anyway, and this army up here can handle the rest of it. Because they definitely could. I wish I could see the kill counts on the Reavers, but when they're producing Scarabs, you can't, unfortunately. But yeah, +3 attack there. High Templar, 5 kills on that guy. Archon, kill count 13 on that one. Again, probably from when he was High Templar before, but still. Pretty amazing stuff. And then, yeah, he's able to kill this third base. I think Yoon pulling the drones in that situation, not losing as many drones as he did there would have helped a lot. He could have put them on other bases. His income would have been better. But losing the gas was the big thing there, as we could see. The gas starvation that existed from Yoon for a while. So, GG, man. That was a good one. Rain gets the win. Rain fans were a little bit worried about him for a second there, but at the end of the day, he got it done. 211,000 points to 194 in favor of Rain. Got outproduced 7-2, but killed 5-2-2. So the outproduction here was pretty heavy. But the kill number was massive. 21 to 16 buildings raised is pretty even, all things considered in a PvZ. And the outspend by the Zerg was pretty good too. About 9,000 resources, but the cost efficiency was just not as good. Whew! All right. So that right there is going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you like what you saw and what you heard today, you can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.